All right, guys, I recently turned 30 years old, so I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. But today what I wanted to do was I wanted to share my testosterone levels with you from 22 years old to 25 and now 30 years old, because I have all that data and I think it's interesting to share with you. Plus, my goal is I want to empower and show the fitness industry what you can achieve naturally. Right now, it's kind of difficult. There's so many people that are using drugs and so many people that may or may not be using drugs, and it's really hard to tell and see what you can actually do naturally and who are the people that are going to really inspire you. So at 22 years old, that was when I first got my testosterone levels checked. I joined Medcan in Toronto. I did a whole health assessment and I got my testosterone levels. And at that time, my calories were quite a bit lower and my levels were around 640, and I was at 22 years old. And I actually was like, damn, like I thought my testosterone would be higher. His name is Alan Gregory O'Gallagher, and this is the first test I did in 2014 when I was about 22 years old, and 22.3, which is about 640. In the more common US metrics. I identified as having great genetics, and the natural normal healthy range is between 200 to 900. And here I was at 22 with 640, although at the time my calories were a little bit lower. My next test was when I was 25 years old, and I actually did a whole YouTube series sharing my testosterone levels when I got injured, I couldn't work out, and then when I started to put back on some muscle. And that first test, I was around 620, so 21.3 was the Canadian units that we use. And then on the next test, after training for 3 months, eating better, my testosterone was at 660. And so what I started to really realize is that our testosterone levels are, for me, the testosterone levels felt pretty fixed. With my calories and training, it just didn't really move around as much as I thought it would. I thought we actually had more impact to influence our testosterone levels within the normal healthy range. You can only really hurt them. So it's not really about boosting or elevating your testosterone. What it really is about maintaining healthy hormonal levels. And so that means getting enough sleep, eating a solid diet, being active, having some intensity, some weight training or sprinting in your day. That means getting the right nutrients in, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc. There's not a lot you can do to boost your levels. You can simply only maintain them. And most of the research that looks at testosterone levels and boosting testosterone levels only really shows benefits with supplementation like magnesium or vitamin D or X, Y, and Z when your levels are suppressed. So if your levels are in a healthy level, you probably can't jack them up very, very much. And that was really kind of what I realized. Damn, I did my levels 3 times and they're always around 600, 620, 660, 620, 640. And so I was like, shit, there's not much we can do here. And now at 30 years old, 30 years old, my levels are 605. So again, we're still in the 600s and I'm now 30 years old. My first name is Alan, and testosterone right here. This is the Canadian metrics we use, 21, which is about 600. So pretty boring, but that's me. And I always thought, I was like, damn, I identified as having great genetics. I thought I'd be 750, 800, but no, we're in the low mid 600s. So there you go, guys. My genetics as far as testosterone levels are pretty average good, nothing crazy. I'm not a superhuman. Now, obviously, as far as genetics are concerned, there are other aspects that are more important than your circulating testosterone levels. You also have your free testosterone, and mine are around 420. But you also have your androgen receptor sensitivity. How good are you at soaking up testosterone levels to induce the muscle building process, to kick in protein synthesis? And I would wager that my androgen receptor sensitivity is pretty damn good. In fact, with our Kino Gain supplement, taking L-carnitine tartrate helps improve androgen receptor density. So really cool stuff. My real message here is that, the lens that I look at fitness through is that I want to feel good, be young and healthy and strong for many, many, many years. And that means doing it naturally, because as soon as you start going on steroids and using anabolics, you are accelerating the aging process and you are hurting your health long term. And I want to be the guy that at 45 years old, I look young as shit and I feel good, my skin's good, my hair's good. And that means doing it naturally. Because when I've seen the case studies of guys that have jumped on gear in their 20s, it hasn't really gone very well. They look old as shit and they have puffy nipples and their hair gets off. And I'm sure there's people that have done it right and have mitigated those side effects. But by no means are you gonna look as young and healthy as you will by doing it naturally. Now, of course, there's a caveat. If you're a man in your 50s and your levels are low and you want to go on testosterone replacement therapy, that's a whole other discussion and something that I'll have to do some more research on. But that's very different than being someone in your 20s and 30s that's jumping on gear to build more muscle. You are going to get the most amount of benefits doing this naturally, getting strong. And this program, the programs I put together, work so damn well. My levels are pretty normal good, and I'm crushing 315 bench per reps. We're crushing out crazy numbers. We're staying very lean. And from my experience, there's not a lot you can do to skyrocket your testosterone levels. You pretty much just have to not screw it up. So get proper sleep, get proper vitamin D, eat a balanced diet, train hard, avoid excess stress. And there's not much you can do to skyrocket things. The most important thing you do is hit your calories and protein, get stronger, and get lean. In fact, a recent study showed that men that were lean actually had the healthiest testosterone levels, immune system, and were deemed the most attractive. So being lean, 10, 12% is where you're gonna feel your best. If you wanna look crazy good, I would recommend getting to 8%. That's when your face pops, you feel amazing. And I actually believe you can maintain a healthy testosterone levels at a lower body fat, because I've gotten my testosterone levels checked when I had a 7% on a DEXA scan. And my levels have always been pretty damn consistent. Even if I was a bit lower, even my body fat was lower, my calories were lower, I truly believe you can maintain healthy testosterone levels when you are very lean. You just have to take your time, do it slowly, and cycle into periods of maintenance where you're eating maintenance, then you cut for a few weeks, then you go back to maintenance. This is all stuff I share in my Movie Star Body program. And of course, if you're gonna maintain healthy testosterone levels at a low body fat, you have to be objective. You have to know when to stop cutting. Some people make the mistake where they always think they have more weight to lose. They're scared to go on maintenance. They're scared to do a lean bulk. You can't do any of those things. If you're always cutting on 2,000 calories, like on and on and on and on, you're gonna burn out and you're gonna hurt yourself. So it's really important. If you're gonna stay lean, you have to be objective. You have to know when to eat at maintenance. You have to know when to lean bulk, and you have to know when to cut. And if you're always trying to cut, that's not gonna work. So anyways, guys, just wanna share this with you. We've crushed the fitness stuff. We've crushed the programs, and my testosterone levels are just 600, 605. Nothing freaking insane. And if you guys are ready to transform your body, use my physique quiz, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Take care.
And so this is really cool because you can see that 5 years ago, my LH was 5, now it's 4.7, and FSH is the same at 2. And for the FSH, you actually want to be, around 2. Most of the research shows that below 2.8, you actually have better sperm health, mobility. But these are your reproductive hormonal levels. And when you go on drugs and off drugs, these things can go out of whack and fluctuate a lot. So this is pretty cool to show you guys these numbers being very consistent.
Now, lastly, even if you could boost your testosterone levels like 25%, it's not gonna make a big difference for gaining more muscle. Most of the research shows that, a 25, 30% increase in natural testosterone levels won't do much for gaining more muscle. You have to hit like super physiological levels to see a lot more muscle building potential. So it's not worth even trying to boost your testosterone levels, even if you could, as long as you're in that normal healthy range, which again, I would say 200 to 360s low, ideally 400 to 800 is where you want to be. Just my thoughts there. I want to share that with you, and talk to you guys soon.
Now, if you're ready to transform your body into movie star shape, we made the brand new physique quiz. This will pinpoint your exact body type and find out exactly what we need to address to transform you, to get you lean, strong, and powerful.
Next, you're gonna wanna join our lean stack. This includes Kino Octane pre-workout. With Kino Octane, there's no crash, no jitters. It's all natural, smooth energy, amazing blood flow. People are going crazy about this pre-workout. And the lean stack also includes our Kino collagen formula. Great for your skin, hair, nails, and joints. It's just 90 calories and it's downright filling. Lastly, if you've dialed in your physique, you're gonna wanna check out Kino clothing. These are my favorite clothing pieces that we've tailored and adjusted to fit your physique perfectly. When you wear Kino clothing, you stand out like an absolute movie star.